Hey, what it is, gang? You already know what it is. It's G Talk. We're back with another episode. We're over here with my boy Goof.
How's it going, guys? My name's Goof. I'm a tattoo artist here in Albuquerque. I've been tatting about 13 years, so it's a pleasure to sit down and talk with you guys, and I appreciate you guys inviting me on.
Hell yeah, of course, bro. It's a pleasure for sure. Wherever at V.S.O.P.
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 Yeah.
Hey, yeah, this is a dope spot up here. You can see the whole city behind us. We're gonna have to get some shots for sure. Make sure you guys see that. But it's a dope ass spot. This is my first time seeing it. How long this been here?
So we've been here, I've been here for about 3 years, but I know Adam's been here since I think 2018, 2019, and he's the owner.
Hell
So
yeah.
big shout out to Adam on that one.
Hell yeah. Are you originally from Albuquerque?
I am. I was born in Farmington, New Mexico.
Cool.
I've lived here. I've moved out of here back and forth, but I've lived majority of my life here. I'm 31. I've moved to the Bay Area.
Shout out the Bay.
Also, Arizona too. So
It's hot as hell over there.
fucking A.
Hell yeah, but you think growing up here, like I know tattoos is like a big part of everybody's like it's like kind of almost like a culture here. Everybody likes tattoos. My pop's tatted up, my uncle's tatted up, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Is it like you think that's something that like helped you kind of get that love for tattoos? Like you grow up seeing a lot of tattoos and shit?
Yeah. So as a kid, my pops, he wasn't really covered too much.
Hell yeah.
He just had a couple of them. I think one of the earliest memories where I really fell in love with tattooing was I was probably maybe 10 years old, 11
Shit.
years old, and I went with my brother and my dad to get my brother his 18th birthday gift, which was a tattoo from here to here that said his last name. So I watched the guy do it, and after that, I thought it was the coolest shit ever
Hell
because you
yeah.
could draw on people. So
You're like, and that shit's gonna stay there
yeah,
forever.
yeah, I had a real love for it, and then also my aunt, she used to paint with Teen Angel in the 70s,
Shit.
and that's actually an original right there from the second issue of Teen Angel magazine. So
And how old is that you say?
that's from 1975.
Damn.
That's the
That's
original
crazy.
right there. All this is all original art, everything in here.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of dope pieces right here. You
Yeah.
could hey, that's cool. That reminds me of like that old school art for sure.
Yeah.
Like
So
that Chicano shit.
that was a big inspiration. Was going to my aunt's house even when I was a kid, from like probably 12 years old to like 14, and she used to sit down with me and my sister and show us how to draw certain things and paint, because she used to do that shit in her sleep. So it was really cool for her to do that. So when I really fell in love with tattooing was about 15 years old. Best friend of mine, best friend of mine, he actually had a tattoo kit that he bought off of Google, or at that time, Amazon
Shit.
wasn't banging at that time 12, 13 years ago. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
man, it was a crazy thing. And from that time to 18 years old, when I'd go spend the night at his house, we do tats on each other every now and then. But it was something that I just always wanted to try. It wasn't something I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. So
For like actually a living for us.
exactly. And then at 18 years old, I was drawing every day. I was really wanting a tattoo, so I asked my grandparents if they could give me the money to buy that same tattoo kit. And yeah, he actually gave me $150. God rest his soul, rest in peace to my grandpa.
R.I.P.
He gave me that money, and the rest is history from there. 13 years later this February.
Damn, that's crazy. 13 years. You've been going
Long
for
time.
a decade?
Yeah, longer.
How
Yeah,
much? Two?
longer than a decade and a half.
Just
Oh my
just
goodness.
probably 4 or 5 years short of half my life.
Damn.
Yeah, so
And it first started with just like a love too for like art, doing like paintings and drawings and stuff.
yeah, drawings, paintings. Like I said, going over to my aunt's house still at that age, from 14 to 18, just going over there and smoking, chilling with her. Really being like, damn, you could do this too. It runs in your blood. So
You remember the first tattoo you put on somebody?
I do. the very first one, even before I was 18, it was on my one of my best friends still to this day, my homeboy Monster. I did a California bear on his foot, and I flipped it and it was backwards. I fucked the whole thing up.
Foot tats hurt
Hell
too.
yeah! So he gave me a foot tattoo later that night, and it hurt like a bitch and looks like shit. So, but yeah, no, it's one of the coolest, earliest experiences of a first tattoo, and then really having someone there. It's on my older brother on his legs, so
That's just forever. You know what I mean?
you
That's
know.
something you
So
always gonna remember.
shout out to my brother and to the homies for having them rookie cards, giving me the trust that's
Yeah.
needed to build the empire I'm still trying to build right now. You know, so.
Hell yeah. You feel like you're still getting better and better each time, each tattoo?
That's my goal, man. My goal is to extend, you know, my thinking and my learning to another level every time I pick that machine up. I want to improve every single day at every aspect, you know, as far as being a dad, a partner, um, also, you know, a tattoo artist, everything, you know. I just want to try and be better every single day. And if once you stop learning, you stop growing, you start plateauing. And just for me, I've always thought about that, even with like how the pricing of the tattoos when I first started shit, I was happy with $20 when somebody gave me $20 for a tat. So with my pricing, I feel like I have to earn it, you know, to really raise the bar for myself, you know, to feel like, okay, if I'm charging this much, I got to make sure I deliver the quality of the work to those clients and make sure they're 1,000% happy, and hopefully they come back every single time, you know.
Hell
Which
yeah.
a lot of them do, which I appreciate everybody for the love and support for that.
Hell yeah. You have some people, you know, like you put like every tattoo they have on them, like you did it.
Oh shit! There's a couple of homies. I have a young homie. His name's John, from like 2012. No, like 2013 to 16, 17. I did his whole entire body: his back, ribs, stomach, chest,
Shit.
arms, neck, his head, and one of my other homies too, my best friend Cino, he's got a lot of work from me.
That's love for real.
Yeah, so there's a lot of homies out there that do have a lot of shit that's straight from me that I can show a lot of respect and loyalty to.
You was probably showing love back then too on the prices for
Oh
sure.
yeah, exactly. You know, every time when people come and they make a commitment to keep coming now, as far as like a sleeve, a full front panel, back, you know, I try and show the love, you know, back to them, so that way, you know, they can see, you know, I see the support, so I want to make sure I show it back to them, you know, because it's cool to have the client feel good about even the pricing too, because they know their whole body's done by you, so they become a client to a friend, you know. So
Yeah, no, it's always more comfortable like that, especially like even with like your barber.
hmm
Like it's like once you get closer to them, it's just like, hey, you feel more comfortable and you get like,
exactly,
yeah, it's really just, especially with something like this that's gonna be on your body forever.
yeah,
It's like
forever.
I still haven't even got my first tattoo, and I'm like, I'm like, I gotta make sure I trust it because I seen some stuff and people rush into some crazy stuff, and I'm like, to each their own, you know what I mean? But then it's crazy when you dedicate a big part of your body to something and it
Oh
just comes
man,
out crazy.
and I can't forget one of my biggest supporters though, for sure, is my lady over there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
She's got a lot of fucking work for me, like old work, recent work. So thank you to her. I love her a lot for that.
Hell yeah. Hey, being an artist here, is there any like tattoo that you see like a lot of people wanting to get, like kind of common?
Oh man, come on now, it's Jesus and Mary, homie. Come
Yeah.
on now, everybody know
Everybody.
that. Yeah, but shit, I love doing them because I'm not like crazy religious, you know. I don't go to church every Sunday, but I do believe in God, you know. And everyone has their own beliefs and own religions, which I could respect, you know.
No, that's fair.
But as far as like what people want a lot is a lot of religious work, you know, because even if it's not, you know, religious to them, it's a badass tattoo. You know, a lot of my tattoos, I just got the shit because it looked cool. Or, I'm like, man, I want to cover this part of my body. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I give the artist what they want, and they kind of fill out your personality. I'm like, cool, I think this would look dope on you if you want to do it. Hell yeah, let's run it. That's what I do with my lady. That's what I do with the homies. That she's like, oh well, last tattoo we did on her was Bride of Chucky and Chucky on her leg.
Hell yeah.
And we literally we knocked it out in 7 hours, one sitting, and we thought about it, what she wanted there. We changed our idea, and we were watching. What were we doing? Were we watching a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching a movie, and she was like, "Fuck it, let's do these two on my legs." So we literally would watch the movie, and we'd stop and pause it if I thought it was a good reference.
Hey, that's fire.
So
That's fire.
it was a cool experience because we got to really laugh about some shit and really think about what we were gonna do, change the idea. And
Yeah.
the next day, we literally did it. So we did that shit at the house. It's
Nah,
cool.
that's fire. And you said it took like 7 hours?
Yeah, 7 hours, and it's been healed now for over a month.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So this was recent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super recent.
Wait, hey, what's the last tattoo you got?
Oh, a big one or a small one?
Shit, but we could go for both. I mean,
Okay, so
Most recent.
The last small recent tattoo was, I want to say this little clown right here. That was probably like the last one.
and when did you do that?
Last July.
Oh, man, hell yeah.
Tattoos hurt. I do that shit every day to people, but when it's done to me, I hate it.
Hey, you look like you have a lot of tattoos too. How many? Do you know how many tattoos you have?
I lost count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost count. I just have to finish for my upper body. I just have to finish a little bit on my ribs, but I have my whole back still. I'm saving that shit. I want to go out of the country for that. There's 2 artists that are like a big inspiration to me.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So I want them to kind of do a collab on it, even if I gotta pay, a good amount. I feel it's an investment to everybody. Even when I tell my clients, I tell them, how to take care of it and even how to take care of it in the long run. So like here in New Mexico,
really matters.
Yeah, here in New Mexico, the fucking sun is terrible for skin. So if you have like a lot of white in the tattoo, it's really bad for it. It burns the white. But best thing for great tattoos and longevity, if you're always in the sun or you go to the beach, sunscreen. Even if you have black and gray, sunscreen. That's how you protect your tattoos.
Hell yeah.
But
That's
they're an investment, man. So I figure that's
Definitely.
the best thing to do is tell your client how to take care of it and how to save their investment, really, because we all can buy nice things, spend our money however we want. Everybody likes what they like. It's their own thing. But tattoos, I feel, are the only thing we could take with us to the grave.
facts. That's what I was
so-
thinking this whole time when I'm like, that shit really matters what you put on yourself.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that shit's gonna stay with you forever.
Forever. I've had some tattoos I do regret. Some older ones from when I was doing them on myself, or a couple of face tattoos that I didn't like after they healed, But, it's kind of like a story of your life and who you were and what you were doing at that time. And like, man, fuck, this was crazy. I remember when I got this tattoo, what I was doing.
that's
If you could remember back that far, shit. I could remember one of the first tattoos I got when I was 14 years old was a cross right here on my hand, and the homie Monster had did it with the homemade tattoo machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a cool memory.
That
That
was
was
the first time you got it. Did it hurt crazy or like you was just like
it hurt. I ain't
you
gonna
was
lie.
like fuck it, I'm gonna just
It
get
hurt
used to
like a
this.
motherfucker, and I had to hide it from my mom forever.
How old were you? You said you were 14.
Yeah.
Damn. Always hiding your hand.
Yeah, always. I'd always have it in my pockets or be like this, trying to hide it.
Hell yeah. Hey, and when did it like really become something? Because I know you said you didn't think you were gonna be tattooing forever. When did it really become something where you're like, damn, I could do something with this. Like, I could make this a living for real.
That's a really good question. Fuck, man, I was 17 years old. Had like a credit and a half for high school. Completely fucked high school up. you know. So I was trying to find myself at that point, and like I said, I had just been doing tattoos left and right with the homie. So I'd end up getting fired from McDonald's. I was working at McDonald's at the time, and I picked up the tattoo machine. I lived at my aunt's house, and she'd come home from work. I'd be in the living room tattooing myself almost every single day. You know, I wanted to keep the machine running. Like a good boy of mine says from LA, my homie Bogus, shout out to Bogus on this one, is keep the fucking machine running every day, you know, whether it's free or, you know, if you want it that bad and your passion's strong, you're gonna fucking shoot for it, you're gonna run for it, you know, no matter what. Free, if they're paying, you know, to me, I still think about this saying is passion over profit, you know, because the profit that's just a bonus. The passion for it and getting better and better every time you do a tattoo. I did a tattoo like a big back, you know, and I was super proud of it because I remember the first back piece I did to, you know, all these pieces I've been working on recently. My homie Carlos's back, my boy Daniel's back. There's so many pieces that I'm proud of it, just to see the growth every few years even. It's just, for me, it's just something I really love to do, honestly.
Hell yeah. Honestly, especially with the back piece, that's a lot of trust. And it's like you're literally like putting masterpieces on people's back. It's probably crazy
Yeah,
to
there's
think.
under those that bag and clipboard right there. That's a
Uh-huh.
back piece I actually was gonna be doing during this interview, but me and my client were discussing it was a little too small for her back, and we want to make sure it really fits to her body well. So with getting such a big tattoo, such a big piece, is a lot of commitment, patience on both ends as an artist and the client. So, you know, she decided, okay, you know, I want it to be, you know, perfect on both ends, and that way we're fucking locked and ready to go. So she scheduled back-to-back days, so we had our last little piece of the puzzle before we start the project and really bust that one down. It's gonna be crazy.
A tattoo like that, how long you think it usually takes?
Um, the most I have into a back in even redoing it right now is on my boy Note. We're about close to 100 hours.
Oh shit. So
Yeah,
that's some dedication on both ends for real.
yeah, and then the most recent one is on my boy Carlos. That one is about, I want to say, close to 20 hours, 22 hours, give or take.
Damn.
And
That's a minute.
we still got about 8 hours left.
So
So
like
I'm trying to cut everything down, cut the time down, be more efficient, you know, make sure everything heals correctly, and that way you hit everything one smooth pass and really just nail it, the application.
hell yeah. And a tattoo like that is a lot of your time too. So like how much does something like that usually cost?
So like
Really probably depends too.
yeah, it just depends on the piece. So I usually would go by like the hour on the backs.
Yeah.
So I usually like to do an 8 hour sitting, and I charge 2,000 for the 8 hour sittings. But like I said, I try and get it to be very efficient, so you know it makes the client feel comfortable with paying that much if they're ready for a really nice quality tattoo. And just, you got to be ready for it, honestly. If you're ready to spend that much, I'm ready to throw down anything 1,000% going in, you know.
Putting that shit,
Yeah,
putting it down.
yeah, exactly. So
Hey, but you gotta know your worth in this game too, for sure.
exactly. And like I said, you have to, for me, for myself, I feel I have to earn that amount. So I have to make sure, like I said, I deliver every single time, and the client gets 1,000% of your time and quality, your brain work, everything for that whole entire day. They're buying that day for them. So, you know, I don't worry about nothing else but that client for that day.
No, that makes sense for sure. For sure, that's dope. Um, I had another question, bro. I got like a little.
Yeah, no, you're good. Can I get something to drink?
What I mean, but we back with it, and I seen that you tattooed a couple big stars, and like the boy Jay Perico. He's one of those boys going crazy right now. Ty Dolla Sign just dropped some shit with Kanye. He's going crazy right now. How does stuff like that come about?
Man, bro, that shit was crazy. So with like Ty Dolla, that it was totally both of these are both unexpected. So with like
Shit.
Ty Dolla, I was working at a shop called Main Sacred on Carlisle, where my two mentors used to work. Well, one of my mentors, he still owns it. Um, but I used to work there, and at the time, the front desk girl, which is one of the homegirls now, her name's Rayanne. She had knew his drummer. How I don't fucking know. But she was saying that they were coming to town, that he wanted to tattoo, that he would give fucking backstage passes or whatever. So he hit up my mentor to get the tattoo, and my mentor's like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm not going to tattoo nobody but Ty if I'm going to tattoo somebody." So I was like, "All right, shit, I'll do it. I go to a concert."
Yeah.
So I told her to hit him up. I tattooed the drummer like his wedding date right here going down, and he was like, "Cool, man. Here you go. There'll be a will call, and just call my phone through Instagram, and I'll go get you from the front." So I was hitting him up, but they were on stage. So he finally got me after like an hour and a half. I ended up being able to meet Pilo right outside the gate.
Shit.
I met a couple of people. It was cool, just real quick handshake. Nice to meet you.
That
Type
was over
shit.
here?
Yeah, that was here at the amphitheater. So I went backstage and I was watching Uzi perform while you could see like the whole crowd. It was crazy shit.
That's dope as fuck. Lil Uzi was going crazy too.
Yeah.
When was this? What year?
Oh, fuck, like 2017, 18.
Oh yeah, that's when it was
So
going crazy too.
yeah, so cool minute ago, and uh the homie goes, "You want to meet Ty?" So I was like, "Hell yeah, that's cool." So we went back to his dressing room. Security made us hold our phones and shit. So me and the homie went in there, and when we went in there, it was hella smoked out. He was playing like punk rock skater music, and he was smoking a joint. We just got to kind of talking about like lowriders and shit, and how he was saying when he meets like people from here, he feels like he's back home in LA. And he was asking about a tattoo. He was like, "Oh, well, I noticed you did the homies work. I was wondering if you could maybe do something for me." And I was like, "Shit, bro, for you? Hell yeah, of course." So he was like, "Oh yeah, well, it'd have to be later. I gotta do these meet and greets till about 11. Then I'm gonna go eat at Papa Do's, and then I'll hit you after." So I got his assistant's number, and I ended up doing, it was a small tattoo on it, but it was cool experience. It was about a tattoo about that big, and it was the Bad Brains cover album, some skater band.
That's dope though.
And
Where he get it at?
on his calf, right on the side here on the left leg.
Hey.
And the assistant had called me, and I had went to the Sheraton to go tattoo him there, and it was when I had started. It was probably 3:30 in the morning, and took me about an hour to do. He had gave me a couple $100 for a tip, and gave me a little bit of weed and a grinder, and we went our ways from there. And it was pretty cool experience, bro.
That's dope as shit.
It was something that I'll remember forever. And as far as G, I went to a convention with my family, and we were there just chilling, and we had heard a song they had put on the Instagram post saying there was going to be a guest surprise artist there. So right away, both of us, we were like, "Oh, it's G Perico." So we had went to the convention, like I was saying, and we tattooed her that day. And he had came out to perform, and I had met him, and he was like, "Oh, bro, I like the face tats and shit." I was like, "Oh, well, I do tattoos. I'm not from here. I'm from Albuquerque. Come check my booth out." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk around a little. I'll go check your booth out." And I didn't think he was gonna go by, so I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go to my booth and make sure it looks good. Make sure I'm there, set, ready." He actually came to my booth and was looking at the portraits, seen the portraits on my lady, and was like, "Bro, I want you to do this portrait for me." One of the craziest, blurriest photos ever. But, it took us 2 sittings to finish it. And The first sitting we did out in where were we? We were on Crenshaw somewhere.
Oh shit.
Somewhere on Crenshaw at my boy G4's house. And we walked in, it was smoked out shit, dog. My daughter was only maybe like 5-6 months old. And I took her out to LA to the tattoo convention, and she was chill the whole time. Everybody in the convention was like, what the fuck? So we get in there, and they notice that my daughter's with me, so they open everything. They're like, oh, we got respect for me. Don't worry, you know. There was so many heads in there that my chick was pretty much, she sat on the floor, her and my daughter, and she leaned on my daughter and fell asleep while I was tatting in the kitchen. And we didn't get done till probably 5 a.m.
Shit.
Yeah, we got done at 5 a.m. and then he said he's coming here for a concert. So a few months later, he came in for a concert. And right where we're actually sitting right now, I tattooed him right there. I gave him one of the paintings from one of the local artists here that actually did this painting behind us.
Hell yeah.
I gave him a painting. I tattooed his face. We did the second sitting on the portrait and did like a bullet hole right here.
Damn, so he got a couple tats.
Yeah, so he got a couple tats. He's a really good homie. I haven't talked to him for a couple of months, but I know he's been on his thing, moving around. So, you know, shout out to my boy G. You know,
Bro's turning it up for sure. Putting Cali on right now.
Yeah, he's doing this thing for sure.
That's honestly cool as hell. That's what you said. You didn't expect that, so that's cool. Both of those.
Yeah, they're very unexpected, but like I said, they're very cool memories, very cool parts of my life that I got to experience for sure.
It shows real ones. Real ones know real ones. You know what I mean? It's something they probably seen you. They probably met tattoo artists all the time and shit, and they like, hey, I trust bro.
Yeah, exactly. So that, like I said, I feel blessed that they were like, oh, cool. You know what? I'll trust you with my skin.
Yeah.
So I know Ty. He's only been tatted, I believe, by the homie Nene from Compton. So he's literally stuck to one artist, I think, besides me.
Oh, that's dope as shit.
It's a blessing for sure. Shout out to Ty on that one.
Hell yeah, bro. And even speaking of like art like this, you be like dabbling in that at all? Like doing any art pieces?
Behind us, I don't have any of my art in here. I don't really do too much art besides like tattooing, but one thing I'm actually doing a little bit more, I do it a lot. I do it probably once a year, is airbrushing. But I like to do it on cars, like lowriders and shit.
Oh, that's ill.
Yeah, so this winter, my airbrush project is going to be my nephew's lowrider bike. So for him doing good and having, you know, good behavior, I'm going to reward him with helping him build a lowrider bike and kind of building a bond with him a little bit better. So,
hey, that's love for real.
Yeah.
A lowrider bike too, that's just going to be fly.
But yeah, this painting behind us is a local artist here in the city. His name's Tony Trujillo. He's done all the car paintings. You see those big ones of my parents there. So
that shit's fire, honestly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, well, how do people book with you if they want to? Are you booked out for a minute? How do people do that if they want to?
So if you want to get a hold of me and book with me, I would suggest following both of my pages. So one is preferably just my personal page where I post just mainly all tattoos. And then in my bio is my booking page, which my lady runs, and she will be on it super fast. And she always replies within 15 to 20 minutes if she's not busy. And you just simply send a DM with a description of what you want, a picture of where you want it, and circle how big the area, how big you want it.
Okay.
And I can really kind of base it off of that, and I'll ask like your height, so that way I can pretty much kind of think of how tall your arm is more or less. And my pricing, I like to go by the day, pretty much by the piece. So I'll figure out, okay, you know, a portrait, you know, if it's just a portrait by itself, that takes me, you know, 3 hours. I charge differently for those because they could take me longer than others. So I start those at $1,100, but I go by 6-hour days or $1,600 and 8-hour days or $2,000 at the moment.
Okay.
But they just simply DM that page and just have all that ready. and we'll get back to you and get you guys in the books, whatever you guys want to do.
Hey, make sure you guys tap the fuck in, bro. Come enjoy the experience too. And you do all your tattoos here.
Yes, that is correct.
Hell yeah, bro. So make sure you guys come tap in, come rock with my boy, and you won't regret it. Trust me, bro. Hey, I appreciate you. Appreciate you
sir.
having us for sure.
Always.
Hey,
Thank you guys. I'm blessed to be able to sit down and talk with you guys and be on you guys' network. So thank you again. It's a
hell
blessing.
nah, yeah, same, bro.
Oh,
Likewise, for sure, for sure. We're gonna have everything for Goof in the description, so make sure you guys tap in with him. Book, if you're like me and you're waiting for the right artist, this might be your sign, bruh. Tap in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Tap in. We're gonna be dropping episode after episode. We're going crazy. Make sure you guys get that stash box already. It's crazy you haven't snatched that up yet, but hey, make sure you follow us. Tap in with the movement. G Talk, Strain Damage. We out. Peace.